their strength and inspire others to do the same. We're coming to you from Home Basic Interiors, our location partner. Home Basic Interiors is a trendy store offering the latest furniture and stylish interior decor, perfect for transforming any space into a modern and elegant haven. 𝐤𝐤 began dancing at the age of 5, thanks to her parents enrolling her in dance classes. Her true passion blossomed as she watched dance shows and competitions where she was captivated by the artistry of movement. Growing up between the United States and Bhutan, 𝐤𝐤's unique cultural experience has shaped her perspective and personal growth. I'm proud to bring you 𝐤𝐤 and have her share her story with us today. Hello and welcome to her story. Thank you for that.
What a lovely.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Okay. 𝐤𝐤, thank you so much again for coming to her story. Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
Not really. I've been on like a podcast or two, but not something so official, especially with a woman.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's a big pleasure for me to have you here. I have been intrigued by, well, the first time I saw you it was on social media, your dance videos. I saw you as a dancer. Then I saw you made that jump from being a dancer to creating content on social media. And I saw you spread your wings and dabble into more things. And I now find out that you're trying a couple more things, which is excellent. So thank you so much for coming on her story. Let's go back to when you were a kid. What kind of girl were you as a little kid?
I was a little, I don't know if this word you're able to say, but I was a little brat. So I was a very talkative and extroverted kid. And I just, even since I was little, I'd always have that interest in especially dancing and everything. I don't know if you know who John Denver is.
Yeah.
John Denver, my parents would love him and they'd play his music and I'd just be like in my diaper hopping around the table. And then as I grew up, I loved being out there, being out there in the world, being known, well, not being known, but like being seen by people and just being able to, I don't know, be myself, but at the same time, be a little over the top because that's the kind of person that I am. So yeah, that's how it was.
Were you also one of those kids who dance, like put a show for the family?
Oh, since I was little, like my dad had this cafe in the US. We had it for like 9 years. And then after every night it would close, I'd have my own like little concert. Just like imagine like the whole crowd. And then it would be so interesting because like in my mind I could imagine all the people watching and it's just me on stage and it's me dancing. And then when it was like family events, you know how your cousins would come and you'd meet up, so we'd have like our own little concert every night. And then if we didn't, our parents would be like waiting for us, like where is it? So that's how it was.
You know, I completely know because my sisters and I used to do that. My cousins and I would do this for bigger family events. So I know what you mean, but unfortunately for us, none of us turned up to be dancers. Let's talk about the dance classes you took. What kind of dance classes did you take?
Well, when I was like really little, at like I think I was 5, I started ballet classes. But I don't do ballet right now. But I started ballet classes and tap dancing classes. So it was like a switch between the two. But I only took it to like pass the time, honestly. That's what my parents made me do. They thought, oh, she's dancing all the time. Why don't you just put her in classes? And so they put me in classes, and it brought out like a different side of me. Because after learning like professionally what dance is, it made me so interested into like the freestyle forms and everything. So that's how I started. And then when I came to Bhutan, when I came back to Bhutan in 2021, I started at 𝐸𝐿. So with 𝐸𝐿, they really helped me with my journey in dance, and especially like the whole dance community. I would take classes there. And then after a few years, I ended up teaching classes there for a few months. So yeah, I ended up teaching a few classes there, hip hop.
Usually when we think of hip-hop dances, we usually think of studying it or learning it outside of Bhutan. You did the opposite. You came to Bhutan and learned hip-hop. How did that work out?
I feel like, well, it all started when I went to 𝐸𝐿 and everything, and then I started dancing with a bunch of my friends. And then I was really stiff. I didn't know what, I was really bad at it. Like I've been dancing and everything, but when you actually are put into the dance room with the dance teachers and everything, you look so stiff and they look so smooth. And so I learned a lot of hip hop here. But honestly, I would recommend if you want to learn hip hop, not saying it's bad here, but I think if you want to make an impact here in Bhutan, definitely learn from all over the world, everywhere. Even here, Bhutan has like a different kind of hip hop style compared to like India or maybe US, Canada. Every country's a little different. So you get all that knowledge and you want to make an impact, you do that here. I've been saying that. So yeah, I feel like I did the opposite, but it's never too late for me to go out and learn more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so far it's worked out for you more. Kind of. Yeah. So Kaya, tell me, let's talk about a childhood memory that holds a significance in your life.
I think I already mentioned a little bit about it, but it's my dad's cafe. When it was in Seattle, I grew up there. I was born there, and my dad had a cafe for like 9 years, and my sister was born and raised in that cafe, and I grew up in that cafe, and that's like the only memory that I can remember is like going inside and smelling like the coffee or because Seattle is known for its coffee. That's where, I don't know if you can say it, Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's where Starbucks was founded.
Yeah.
And then, so going into the cafe, smelling the bagels, the pastries, that's like a really core memory of mine growing up.
And then you come back and you decide, well, for now you're living here in Bhutan.
Yeah. It was my family. It was my mom and dad. They wanted their kids to grow up here and be in touch with their roots and everything. If it was anybody else, I'm pretty sure they'd want their kids to go study outside and everything. But my whole life is revolved around staying in Bhutan and growing up here and learning the culture and the language, which I'm okay in.
But it's a struggle, but I mean, as long as you're in the culture, it becomes a lot easier than learning it as a whole nother language, not being in the culture. You have to be immersed in the culture for you to actually understand the language. Exactly. So how are you in Dzongkha now?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I have improved a lot throughout the years. I studied Dzongkha here from like 3rd grade to 6th grade, and then I moved back, and then I came back here. But in the time that I was there, I had forgotten a lot, and it was really hard for me to come back here and learn the language. But I owe it all to my friends and everybody that like surrounded me, and my teachers especially, but mainly my friends, because they taught me a lot of the slang, but at the same time, like stuff that you wouldn't learn in school. So like like deeper meanings to the Dzongkha language and everything. So I have learned a lot, and I think I'm doing.
And you understand it, right?
Yeah. I'm very good at understanding it. Speaking, kind of.
I think that's a struggle for a lot of the younger generation, because we're exposed to so much content from the Western world that we have made ourselves very comfortable with English. So it's a national struggle. Yeah. It's not just strictly you, seriously. Kaya, so because you made a lot of this, you were in Bhutan for a few years, then you went back, then back to Bhutan again. Was it hard, or did that help you become a lot more flexible as a person?
I think at first, well, I was so little when I first moved here, and I don't really remember how much of a struggle it was, but I remember when I had moved back, I was like, it's a completely different place. I want to go back home to Bhutan, because I feel at home here. And so that's why when I would move back and forth, it's like a really big culture shock every time you move here and there. But then at the same time, I got used to it, and it became like the new norm for me. Yeah. So I honestly, but I'd rather much stay here. I love it here so much compared to outside. It's nice for a little bit, but at the end of the day, I always revert back to
this is
Bhutan.
home.
Yeah,
this is
exactly
home.
For me.
So what is Kaya doing for now? What does your life look like?
Kaya is working. I'm working. I'm fresh out of high school. Well, a year. It's been a year. I took a gap year. Not fresh anymore. I used to be fresh, but now it's like it's been a year out of high school, and I've been working immediately out of high school. I started getting jobs and everything. So as a dancer, I started teaching classes, and then I would start influencing on social media, and then after that, I ended up getting part-time jobs, and making video content is what changed in the past year.
So Kaya, you have tried out singing, dancing. No, you are going to try out singing, but you have tried out dancing. You're also working in a company. So do you think you will continue to pursue? It's too early right now, but do you think you will continue to hone or pursue one of these interests for sure in the future?
I feel like the whole point of what I'm doing right now is like I'm creating like a spider web. So from my core interest, I've taken out like little interests. I'm doing jobs here and there and everything, right? So visually, it's me, and then it's my small little interests that connect to another interest that might connect to each other. So that's why I'm finding my path in different ways. Right now, I started out with dance, and then I started out with, then I went to social media influencing, and then now I work in a marketing and media is what I'm working in, and then I'm creating video content for another company. So it's pretty hectic right now, but I do see myself in the future. If I could take all of those and bring it into one, I would love to do that. But if not, I do see myself like following one specific path in life.
I see.
Yeah.
Which would be?
It's so hard to decide right now.
It's all right. I mean, and you are at that age where it is supposed to be confusing.
It is, yeah.
And you are going to want to do everything at this age, and this rightly so. Kaya, let's talk about your switch from being a dancer to being a social media influencer. How did that happen?
I owe it all to one of my achus that helped me out, actually. I was just dancing, and I was dancing in competitions here and there, and it was really a struggle, honestly, because dancing here is not how it is anywhere else. It's really hard to move forward as a dancer, because I feel like, it's my personal opinion, I feel like we're kind of stuck here in this same area that we've been in for the past, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years. And so for me, I was dancing as a just in a group, then I would do solo here and there. But one of my achus, he actually pushed me to be an MC at a concert, I guess. And so he was like, Kaya, why don't you MC for my show? And I was like, I don't know, I'm so shy, I don't know how to talk in front of people. And I tried it out, and that's where it started like taking off in the social media influencing career. I started working on their page, and then I was an MC for like multiple events, and then I started getting offers for people to be like, do you want to do this ad? I was like, yeah, I'll do that ad.
This is the time where there's a current boom of social media influencers. What sort of pressures do you face?
I feel like there's a lot of criticism.
Oh yeah.
There's so much criticism, especially as a female, honestly. Like male, not to judge or anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like female influencers, they get a lot of criticism, and constructive criticism is fine, but it's usually like, it's bad to say hate, but it's really hard to move forward when there's a lot of people that are dragging you down. For me, I've had such a positive experience right now, but I've seen here and there the female influencers getting like a lot of criticism. This is not okay. They're doing it this way, and it's so cringy or something. And that's why I feel like a lot of women are like held back by that criticism. Whereas me, in what I've been doing right now, I always try to be myself and be raw, and so far people have liked it. So I think that's one.
But you can't go around pleasing everybody too.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you have come across certain criticisms that really left a mark on you.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, it's always people who would love to be in your shoes and think they could do better. That's where most of the hate comes from. Like, I can do that. Why is she getting that platform, and everybody deserves to have that platform, but at the same time you create it yourself.
True.
Exactly.
You're the one doing this. You're
Yeah.
the one pursuing it.
Yeah.
So when you are being pulled down by these comments, these hate messages on social media, who do you turn to? Who's your support system?
Two people. It's always me and my mom.
Oh,
It's me and my
okay.
mom. She's always been there for me, because she was the one that pushed me to start it, and then I think she might feel bad if she wasn't there to end it, you know? So every time I'm like, Mom, this is going on, I need help in this, she's like, she has like the perfect advice every time. So whenever there's like, I haven't gotten many hate comments, but whenever there are comments, my mom is always the first person to see it before I see it. She sees it before. She's like, Kai, don't listen to these people. They're just here to drag you down. You deserve so much more. Follow yourself, be true to yourself. And that's always what she's told me. And I have a bunch of friends here and there that help me a lot, and they're like, you're amazing. You don't need to listen to that. So I appreciate my friends, my mom, and myself. So
I think it's important to have these parents, strong parental figures, backing you up, because then your confidence is it's deep rooted. It's not something that's superficial. And I hope you do realize how blessed you are to have a mother like that.
I know. My mom is literally the best. She's my manager. She's my everything. She's been helping me out. She's been helping me without since I started. So I owe it all to her.
What do you do when you are free and when you're not working? And there seems to be a lot on your plate, but when you go home, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not busy?
I feel like I'm always working one way or another. It's like, especially as an influencer, it feels like you're always working. Work never ends. So when I come back home from, let's say, the job I had today, I scroll through social media and I try to think of more ideas or more content ideas or a video or a dance I should learn. So it always reverts back to like music or dance when I'm at home. But other than that, I love to eat.
Okay, what do you love eating?
I'm really into these pickles that you get, gherkins. I don't know if you know.
Yes.
I'm really into those pickles that you can get right now. So that's what I've been snacking on at home.
But is it easy to get access to that here?
Yeah, you can get
A
it.
lot more expensive than it is back home.
Yeah,
in the US.
I mean, it's not. There are different types of pickles. So I'm not a pickle expert here, but there are half sour pickles and there are fully sour pickles. So here you get like the small ones, but there it's like really nice. Yeah. But I feel like it's worth it here for what you get.
My mouth's watering.
I'm hungry too.
Kaya, this is so close to lunch. We shouldn't be talking about food, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kaya, what is one moment that you've been the proudest of? And this could be related to your dancing or emceeing or social media influencing or your work.
I think the proudest moment that I've had was when I got my first official paycheck and I could give it to my parents. So that, because I was like, I got my paycheck, right? And my dad was driving and I was like looking at his gas tank. I was like, Appa, your mahuz, that's it, low. Yeah. Because that was like the moment where I thought like, now it's time for me to be able to provide for my parents. So, I mean, it's still so young, I'm still so small, but I'm able to do that. So that was like the most proudest moment that I had so far. So, yeah.
I mean, whether you are American or Bhutanese, I think that is one of the most, it's commonly shared, that sense of pride you feel when you first get your paycheck.
Yeah, especially, I'm only 19 right now. Yeah. I'm 19 and I'm able to give my parents like some money instead of asking it from them.
True.
So that's when I felt super proud. And also, not only about family and everything, I think it was when I two experiences. So one with family and one when I was walking out on the street one day and these two little girls selling tea came up to me and they were like, Ashim, I've seen you dance, like you're so good, like how do you this, that, and I was like, thank you so much, like that, because I almost started like tearing up in that moment because I was like, how did they recognize me?
Was that the first time?
Yeah, it was for the first time. So they're like, I've seen you here and there. I also dance and I really want to pursue it. And I was like, please do. It's like so amazing. Like, take your time. And it was like so amazing to see somebody that looks up to me for the first time. That's not from like family or anything, but like.
And it's not even to do with popularity. I think it's to do with the fact that you get to see yourself create your own identity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Growing up, you are either somebody's daughter or son. You're known through your parents. Yeah. But then at a certain point, it so happens that people recognize you for your work, for what you put out there. And that is what is so emotional about it. That is what like sticks with you. But Kaya, you said you just finished high school. What about college? Have you thought about?
It's a hard topic for me. Of course, I'm going to study here itself. But I feel like I have so much on my plate right now. And if I join college, I feel like I don't want to lose what I have right now. So when it comes to the point in my work that like I need a college degree in something, or if I find a course that I really want to take, that's the point when I'm going to start college.
So this concept of gap year is new to the country, but I see more and more students take that because they want to be completely sure that their college degree is worth investing all that money in.
Exactly.
And I think that is a very wise decision. How does your parents feel about this?
My parents were the ones that were like, please do. Because my mom, she's American. She's born in Arizona. And then she took a gap year off of her after high school, right? And then she went to college twice, actually, to 2 colleges. She was going through ASU for like, she was dropped out of her last year. So, and then she went to study Buddhism in Colorado. So that's, I learned a lot mainly from my mom because she's like, Kai, take a gap year, know what you want to do. Sure. And then I was like, yeah, I should take a gap year. And then it became a gap year and now it's becoming another year.
It's okay, it's gap years now.
I think it's an amazing concept. Everybody should take a year off. And then I know what I want to do now. I love marketing and media. So that's maybe what I want to do when I go to college eventually. So this year has really helped me find who I am.
Oh, this is it's so wise coming from a 19-year-old. What are some of the biggest lessons you learned having worked in different areas of interest? Mo, what are some big lessons that you've learned as a semi-adult now, because you've been adulting? Yeah.
I think, well, there's a lot of lessons that I've learned, but I think throughout this year, the value of friendship is what really changed, because I've switched friend groups so many times this year, and it was a different part of the year that I had changed friend groups. But at the end of the day, I'm friends with all of them. They're all lovely people and taught me many lessons in life. So that is one of the things that has changed my career also, because like when you stay with a certain group of people, your mindset goes, like it starts to follow each other. Like everybody has the same kind of mindset. And then you move to another group and they're like, oh, these people think completely differently. Like this is so good to use in career-wise, because some people are a little immature than others. And then when you learn from the immature people, you also learn what not to do. And then when you learn from the mature people, you learn what to do. And so from changing all these groups, I feel like it's brought in different kind of, it's joined my spider web together, basically. So, yeah.
Friendships will change, but what is important, and sometimes your friends will make you feel bad for it, is that you're changing groups.
Yeah.
But I think it's so important for you to do that. This is the time, because by the time you hit 30, you would have settled with the 2 or 1 friend that you really like, and you know that's your person. But right now, when you're in your 20s or in your teens, this is the time to experiment, and don't let anybody make you feel bad.
For all the kids out there, I think you should never feel bad for what you want to do, because that's your life. Like, make mistakes and everything. That's what I've made so many mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, and I've realized and I've learned from those mistakes that you can't please every single person that you're with. Like you said, it's really hard to please people, and especially when it comes to being friends and being besties with people, it's not easy to keep that friendship. But at the end of the day, the people who want to stay and are deserving to stay will stay. So that is some advice.
There you go. That's your 𝐤𝐿 with big life lessons and advice.
Pre-adult advice.
I'm going to give you a sentence, well, incomplete sentence, but I want you to complete it in your own words. Tupka. 𝐤𝐿 is...
Okay. I'd say 𝐤𝐿 is driven. Legs, and if you're watching this, I love you. I'd love to switch my life with yours because you sing so amazing. I want to sing like that. So yeah. Coding, internet coding. I know it's so random, but internet coding because money.
As we conclude today's inspiring conversation with 𝐤𝐿, we are reminded of and reminding us that every step we take can lead to meaningful change. Remember, your story is a part of the greater narrative of change and progress. Until next time, keep writing your own her story. Bye-bye.